So, circa 2011, I got bit by the vinyl designer toy bug. This is all my work up until I stopped. My last toy was the light up Christmas money. Following that is all the artists who inspired me throughout the years to get into it, especially Huck G and Ken Block. Along the way, I met some real dope artists in person at different cons, and I got to collaborate from time to time. One artist I followed from day one was Heath Dunce from Boy in the Corner Studios. A lot of his work was most inspiring. His last name is Dunce, and as a dunce you normally get the hat and put in the corner, hence Boy in the Corner Studio. I looked up to Heath for a long time, and after he did his AI-generated toy bust, he reached out to me to help get them printed for him. Once he got the file back from the modeler, I got to work. I have to admit, these are awesome, clean models, but they were not modeled with 3D printing in mind. While this one and a few tests came out really good, I did have a lot of flaws along the way. Heath's main goal was to do the crystal clear blue, and to do that you have to do it solid. Then the plan was to shoot it with clear coat and make it as crystal clear as possible. You can see here the tops of these figures didn't come out too great, but the fronts came out amazing. Coming straight out of the vat, these guys were beautiful. But they weren't perfect, and I had a problem with that. So I went back to the drawing board several times to do several iterations in several orientations to see what printed the best. I learned from Akuma Mods and several other 3D printers to not do auto supports, so I did all of these manual every single time. The hardest part was the waiting time, and that's why I got 2 Saturns instead of just one. Watching these things print is just hypnotizing. Not to mention, they look stunning on their way out. For this one, I oriented it this way so that way the base was still connected to everything nice and clean like. But once I took it off, I realized it looks beautiful, but the back of the base has a really weird kick out. I didn't like that. So you see right here, the base kicks up in the back. This resin, by the way, is Crystal Clear Blue ABS resin by Elegoo. Once I shuck the print off of the build plate, I dip it in hot water and the supports remove so easily. Then I give it an IPA bath, look it over for defects, and then I go into my big tub of IPA and start painting away all the excess residue. Dry it off nice and thoroughly with a handheld blower, and then give it a little sunbathe. Once you cure this blue ABS resin, it has a yellow tint to it, kind of like you would see if it was clear. But once you leave it alone for a couple weeks, I think about 4 weeks, it goes back to being really bright, vibrant blue. I won't clear coat them until they are bright blue again. Now here you can see me with another approach where I separated the base from the model. I didn't personally separate the base. My man Ken from Filament's Folly separated it for me, and he did a tremendous job. All the little belts and buckles that was on the kids' clothing just plugged right in like a key. This is after being cured, where you can see that yellow tinge to the blue, but it does go away. Once the base was separated from the model, it was smooth sailing from there, except for the first one, because I thought it was done and I moved the plate. Here you can see fresh cure versus 4-week after cure. And this, my friends, is the final results from Boy in the Corner Studios after sanding and clear coating. It was definitely a highlight for me to be able to collaborate with Heath on this project, because I've looked up to him as an artist and a friend ever since I got into the game. Check out Boy in the Corner Studios on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you guys on the next one.